Thank you for selecting SimplySecure to manage and protect your mobile devices. As you may be aware, SimplySecure can be used to not only manage phones and tablets, but it can also control PCs and Macs, including enforcement of encryption policies. There's also a module to secure removable USB storage devices, such as flash drives and external hard drives. The purpose of this video is to help new users of Beachhead's SimplySecure Phones and Tablets in getting started managing a fleet of Android and iOS devices. Although SimplySecure can manage other devices like PCs and Macs, no effort is spent here detailing this. It's just phones and tablets. In this video, we will show you how to prepare for encryption and SimplySecure management, how to enroll the devices and users, and how to manage the devices and device policies. Once you are logged in, you will start here on the screen. When devices are enrolled or the applications installed, they will appear on this list. Now let's go through what it takes to install SimplySecure onto a mobile device. First, we need to tell the server who will be installing the application. So we'll start here with the User Accounts tab. This is the page where all of your users will be listed. These user lists can also be exported for use in other systems by hitting the Export User Data button. Right now, your account doesn't have any users, so let's go ahead and add one. Click on the Add Import Users button. From this page, you can individually add users or import a group of user information. To import a group of users, check the box for Upload a File. Browse for your file, which is formatted for Excel only, and click the Upload button. The users chart will automatically populate with data. See your product documentation for additional details. In this video, we'll enter the user's information manually from this page. First, enter the required information, which is noted by these asterisks. You can complete the whole page if you'd like, and then click the Save button. You'll notice that SimplySecure puts you back on this page because it assumes you're adding additional users. If that's true, keep entering users' information and clicking Save. When you've finished entering your last user, click Save and Done. If you find yourself on this page with no new users to add, you can always click on the Cancel button. Now you'll automatically return to the user listing page and find your users on the chart. From here, we can take some actions like deleting users from the system or sending them a required installation email. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Select the new users and send each of them an email with instructions for installing SimplySecure on their device. By checking the boxes next to the appropriate users, any selected action will affect only these individuals. Go ahead and send them the email when you're ready by clicking on Send Email. Please keep in mind that it's critical you warn your users that this email is coming to them and that the instructions for installing SimplySecure may be frightening. It will note that a Beachhead Solutions certificate will be installed and may suggest that authenticity cannot be verified. Therefore, a company-generated email instructing the users to simply install and accept these terms will be needed in advance of receiving the SimplySecure installation email. Okay, you've sent the emails and you're ready to move on to the next phase, getting the user devices installed and enrolled into the system. Let's take a look at what the user will see on his or her iOS device. They should tap on the link in the email that you just sent them. This will jump them to a page that says Install Profile, and the user should tap the Install button. Please note that dialog boxes may arise through this process requesting passcodes or confirmation to move forward with the installation. The user should simply comply with these requests. Next, a warning page comes up. The user should again tap Install after reading. Finally, confirmation of the install comes onto the profile install screen. The user should tap Done. The iPhone or iPad will return to the Safari browser, but no further action is required unless your device policies require changes to the password. We'll discuss this more later. Let's look at the email generated to Android users. You'll notice that there are two different links provided in the message. The user should tap on the first link to open a PDF on the Android device. This PDF, created by Beachhead, is labeled How to Enable Non-Google Apps. Depending on the version of Android that's installed, the user will be instructed to follow a path that leads him or her to the Android security settings. The user should tap the button associated with unknown sources. A checkmark will appear beside the option. Next, press or tap the Home button to return to the device's home screen. The user has now completed all steps required for the first link. Now we need to return to the SimplySecure email to tap on the second link and download the application. Next, the user should pull down the notification panel and tap on the new download named simplysecure.apk. Here, the SimplySecure application installation screen appears. The user should tap on the Install button. A progress bar will appear, followed by confirmation that the application has been installed. Here, the user should tap Open. The SimplySecure welcome page follows with instructions to tap the Register button to register for the application. Next, the Activate Device Administrator screen appears. The user will need to tap the Activate button right here. Notification will follow that informs the user of successful installation and instructs them to continue to use the device as usual. The user can now return to the home screen. No further action is needed from the user unless your device policies require changes to the user's password. We'll discuss this in more detail later. Now we're going to set up your devices so your data can be encrypted. On iOS devices, encryption is automatic and no additional steps are required from either the administrator or the user. On devices running Android 3.0 or below, encryption is not supported. For devices running Android 3.0 or greater, the following steps will be required to encrypt these devices. A device password must be set that's at least 6 characters long, containing at least one number. The password can be set from the Android security settings. The device must also be connected to the charger, and the battery must reach 100%. When these requirements are met, the user will see a notification that prompts them to encrypt their device. The encryption process takes an hour or more, depending on the amount of data on the device. The Android phone or tablet must remain connected to the charger until the encryption process has completed. It is important to note that the encryption process cannot be reversed. If it's interrupted, data can be lost. When ready, the user should tap Encrypt Device. The user must enter their password to proceed. Next, the user will see a progress bar on their screen indicating that encryption is occurring. The phone or tablet may reboot several times until the process has completed. The user will be prompted for their password, indicating that the encryption process is finished. The user must enter their password each time the phone or tablet is rebooted. Congratulations! You've not only completed the steps to enroll your devices, but by default, those enrolled are now already secure. Okay, now we're ready to manage these devices. So let's log in again to the SimplySecure website. You should now be able to see your enrolled devices here in the device listing. This is the main area for managing your inventory. From this screen, you can sort the table by characteristics of any set of devices, or you can dive deeply into the details of any single device. The characteristics are listed as column headers, and by default, we have listed the most commonly used ones. However, clicking on the gear over here will allow you to choose any characteristics you wish. To add a column, just select it from the list. SimplySecure will remove column headers by selecting active columns from the same list. Next, we can take actions on any set of devices in the table. First, select the devices on which action is to be taken by clicking the selection box to the left. The most common action is to have the device check in with the server. This is useful for taking security actions often associated with a change in status. Simply click on the check-in button to get the selected devices to rapidly receive instructions from the server. Beyond check-in, more actions are available. These include resetting the device to factory settings, effectively removing data from it, locking the device, or resetting passwords. For details on using these actions, please see the product documentation. Now let's turn our attention to the search filtering capability. Using this tool, you can easily filter for any set of devices that meet the search criteria you enter. You can enter search terms in the space provided in the bar. Any search by default begins by analyzing the name of the device or user. Please note that you can choose to include or exclude a name from your search by touching the arrow next to Name or User. Now, if you'd prefer to filter using a search other than the name of device or user, touch the button on the far left of the bar to see the expanded listing of filter categories, broken down by general and device type filters. It's also possible to stack your filters so you get an even more precise search. Now, we filtered down the list of devices. It's time to take a look at the information available from each one. Click on the individual device name to reveal its details. The page will open with an automatic default to the device specifications. SimplySecure is able to gather similar but occasionally differing information for iOS versus Android devices. Take a look at the tabs on the left. We can display information on applications and specifications for both Android and iOS devices. In addition, we maintain a history or device log for each one as well. On iOS devices, we're able to report on certificates, configuration profiles, and provisioning profiles. These are advanced functions that are not necessary for basic device management and security. In larger implementations of SimplySecure, administrators are given the ability to push out or deploy differing profiles based on individual needs. Please see the product documentation for more details. Alright, now we're ready to explore the last tab, the device policy settings. First, let's look at the tabs on your left. You'll see that the device settings offers settings that are common to both iOS and Android, as well as some that are unique to each operating system. Let's start with the common settings. You will notice that the group of settings are known as default settings. In more advanced versions of SimplySecure, administrators may create additional groups for differing device settings. However, in the basic implementation, only one group is available and it comes pre-populated with default settings. In the common settings, you will find a facility to set check-in frequency and notifications. Next, you will find several options related to enforcing password policies and actions, and restrictions about using the camera on the device. Details for each setting are available in the documentation. To open the section for Android-specific settings, you can click on the Android settings bar beneath the common settings, or click on the tab to the left. Please note that the common settings remain open at all times when in the device settings section, unless you choose to click on the tab or bar to close it. For Android devices, use this section for both uninstalling the software and for defining the message associated with locking and changing the password during unauthorized attempts to remove the application. The settings for iOS devices offer a set of additional restrictions. The administrator can choose to restrict applications, content, and push notifications using these options. And that's it! You're ready to go! If you encounter any issues or have any questions about using SimplySecure, we encourage you to use the Help and Documentation section, which can be found by clicking on Help right here. There you will find links to the SimplySecure support forum and documentation. For questions that are still left unanswered, please contact us by clicking on the About Beachhead link at the bottom of the page, then clicking Contact Us at the bottom of our homepage, and leaving an email by clicking on the provided link. These links can also be found on Beachhead's homepage on the web at www.beachheadsolutions.com. We thank you for choosing SimplySecure. If your needs include managing other devices, such as PCs and Macs, we can take care of that from the console. Please contact Beachhead Sales to learn more information.